On November 17, 1877, the publication Scientific American announced Thomas Edison's wonderful invention, the phonograph. For the first time in human history, sound could be recorded and played back. The magazine called the idea startling, marveling that a person's voice could be heard long after he himself has turned to dust. Speech, it said, had become immortal. That kind of language may sound dramatic, but hearing your own voice in 1877 was something hard to believe. So, how did Edison create such a revolutionary invention? And how has the phonograph impacted the world? Edison hadn't originally set out to change music. He was simply trying to improve the telephone, which had been invented by Alexander Graham Bell the previous year. Edison experimented with a diaphragm and stylus pressing against moving paraffin paper, in a way similar to how telegraph machines recorded dots and dashes. Then came the moment no one expected. A stylus on a tinfoil-wrapped cylinder played back the words he recorded. Mary had a little lamb. He didn't believe it at first, but when the machine repeated his voice, his Menlo Park team let out a yell of satisfaction. Public demonstrations made Edison world famous, earning him the nickname the Wizard of Menlo Park. But the myth of the lone genius hides another truth. The invention still had problems. Tinfoil wore out quickly, and the machine was difficult to operate. So, Edison set it aside in 1878 to work on his next great achievement, the incandescent light bulb. While he chased that breakthrough, others, including Alexander Graham Bell and Charles Tainter, improved the device with wax cylinders and floating styli. It's a common incongruity in history that the inventor who creates the idea isn't always the one who perfects it. The fact is, Edison could not have invented his phonograph without building on Samuel Morse's telegraph and Bell's telephone. Every innovator, as Isaac Newton rightly declared centuries ago, stands on the shoulders of giants. Edison returned to the phonograph in 1887, refining the machine again. By 1906, he was releasing musical and theatrical recordings through the National Phonograph Company and its record label, Edison Records. His discs offered excellent sound, though they weren't compatible with competitors. And by the 1920s, recorded music faced its first technological rival, radio. Production ended at Edison Records in 1929. Edison, who held 1,093 patents, died in 1931 at age 84. But the phonograph, his favorite invention, had already changed the world forever. Without the development of recorded sound, humanity's greatest achievement, the Mr. Lewis YouTube channel, would not be possible. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1620, while anchored off Cape Cod, 41 male passengers signed the Mayflower Compact. In 1694, Enlightenment thinker Voltaire, champion of freedom of speech and religion, is born in Paris. In 1920, on Bloody Sunday during the Irish War of Independence, the IRA kills 14 Englishmen in Dublin. Also in 1920, the Black and Tans take revenge by attacking people at a Dublin Gaelic football match. In 1931, the classic horror film Frankenstein, based on Mary Shelley's novel, is released in the US. In 1976, Rocky premieres, starring screenwriter Sylvester Stallone as underdog boxer Rocky Balboa. In 1980, 350 million people around the world tune in to watch Dallas to find out who shot JR. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. What was the name of the Texas governor who was shot while riding on the seat in front of JFK in Dallas in 1963? John Connolly, J.D. Tippit, Jack Ruby, or Jim Lavelle? Liked learning about Thomas Edison's phonograph? Then you'll love this one about another great innovator, Henry Ford. Tap the screen to keep the story going on Today in History.